What it actually means is that I'm going to be the British champion. It's something that when I first laced up my gloves, that is what I was aiming at, and the chance has come, and I'm going to take that chance.
Tonight is second defence, and it means winning the Lonsdale belt outright, and it's something I've always dreamed of since I was a little kid, so tonight hopefully I'll make that dream come true.
Murphy, the former Commonwealth Games gold medalist, is 26. He won the British featherweight title in May last year, and this is his second defence. One defeat in 20 fights. DeRoux from Peterborough won the Southern featherweight title just before Christmas. 28 years old, 12 wins in 17 fights, and the last 4 all inside the distance. Our commentators this evening, Jim Rosenthal with Barry McGuigan.
Thank you, Tony, and good evening from ringside. This could be explosive. Sean Murphy has a habit of being in very exciting fights. The champion from St Albans. Gary DeRoux as well is another big hitter. And really, this could be quite a special fight, this one. Sean Murphy has got a terrific punch on him and a tendency to cut as well. And DeRoux has never worked harder for a fight. He's determined to become Peterborough's first British champion. Comes here with a lot of support, knowing this is the biggest fight of his life. Murphy with a good right straight through early on in the first 15 seconds. And I have to say there are quite a few people here at ringside that are absolutely convinced this isn't going to go anything like the scheduled 12 rounds. Two big hitters, big punches, with an air of fragility about them as well. Two good shots coming in early from DeRoux, and a good left hook as well, and Murphy, the champion, covers up. Murphy has never lost a fight on cuts, but he has a real tendency to mark up, and he's stopping some big punches early on here. And DeRoux has come out bombing.
How often do you see Sean Murphy going back? DeRoux's taking this fight. He's really been fired up for this one. I was talking to him before the fight. He said, I'm really going for this one. And he's boxing very well. I haven't watched him before. His movement is very good. He's avoiding a lot of Murphy's shots, and he's pushing Murphy back. Murphy can't fight going back, and DeRoux's having a lot of success.
That's a great left hook from DeRoux in the first round, and the champion was wobbled on that far side. And he's absolutely scorning any defences, Murphy. He's fighting a reckless fight here. It's exciting, but it's reckless, and he's down. Murphy drops in the first. John Coyle doesn't begin a count. Box on. The champion on the floor in the first. DeRoux, what a start from the challenger. Uppercut coming in as well. And Murphy just coming forward, bombing, absolutely scorning defence. And now it's DeRoux that takes steps back. Explosive stuff, this. Big shot from DeRoux, and Murphy right above us. Only the ropes kept him in the fight. Wow, this is terrific stuff.
Yeah, DeRoux is far more effective because Murphy's not able to block DeRoux's punches, but DeRoux's able to block Murphy's, and Murphy's getting hit right on the money with some of these shots. Perfect left hooks, perfect right hands over the top. This DeRoux is a very much underrated fighter.
Well, his camp have always felt the big fighters have eluded him. They've had no easy matches. Last 15 seconds of what has been an explosive first round and has belonged emphatically to the challenger from Peterborough, 28-year-old Gary DeRoux. But Murphy is still up there and still bombing. But his supporters, well, they're shaking their heads. They can't believe what they've seen from the champion. But he's done it before. I remember when he won the title in front of his own people at St Albans, he really snatched that fight from nowhere. Coming back brilliantly to win it, and he had a very dodgy first offence against Johnny B. Good as well. But really...
Here's some of the action, Jim, that's that perfect right hand over the top, right through his guard, and him on the button, and down he went. And he shook him again with a left hook, just about 15 seconds from the bell. That's another shot of that right hand, turned it over, perfect right hand, right through the guard. And DeRoux won that first round in a big way, and obviously has dented Murphy's confidence. Murphy's face looked terribly reddened when he went back to the corner. He's it all to do.
Second round. Sean Murphy so keen to win the Lonsdale belt here, and his ambitions are looking tattered at the moment, but you can never write Murphy off. He's such a game lad, and he's got such a big shot in as well, such a big hitter. that he has the habit of looking over the precipice and clawing himself back. And he's coming on strong in the second round.
You wonder how much that was taken out of DeRoux that first round. He put a lot of effort into that first round, gritted his teeth and threw a lot of heavy punches. But he's still looking good. And watch the way he's avoiding Murphy's counter punches. He's slipping and letting them slip over the top of his head. He's boxing very well. Another right hand right through the middle.
Great right shot that was from Gary DeRoux. Goodness me, but Murphy has been stung into retaliation. He's coming back strongly. Gary DeRoux's corner, manager Ken Whitney and trainer Kevin Sanders. They say they've had a look at Murphy and they think they've got the answer to him. Well, they've really got him going in the first round and they're making it pretty awkward here in the second. Just under a couple of minutes to go. Thrilling fight for the British 9-stone title. Back storms Murphy. Stops a left hook and did his legs wobble again there. At least, and Murphy getting to work inside. This is terrific stuff. Compelling action. Go on, Barry.
What DeRoux's got to do, got to be careful of, is not to get on the end of Murphy's punches. He's a very long puncher. When he hits you at the end of the shots, he's a very powerful hitter. And DeRoux has been doing the right thing up to now, keeping his head out of the way, but he just can't afford it to lose concentration for 1 second because Murphy's such a heavy puncher.
Murphy stopped another big left hook there, but the power of his punches, you can't fault those. His defence isn't championship class, but he's got a champion's heart and a champion's power, and now it's DeRoux that's driven back in the second round as Murphy comes on strong. Would you believe it? Big left hook back from DeRoux. You just got to sit back and watch and enjoy this one. An absolute thriller. Murphy involved in just about the best fight of the year when he won this British title. Defended successfully and very excitingly against Johnny B. Good, and here he is again, giving it absolutely everything.
DeRoux's looking tired and Murphy's coming roaring back. This is something else now. I'm telling you, he's looking like he's going to take over. Another right hand.
Murphy's pulling this fight round in the second. The heads go together accidentally and John Coyle just leaves him to get on with it. What courage from Murphy. You've really got to salute him. And the crowd here at London Arena are on their feet. Absolute bedlam. Murphy pouring forward, just a few seconds to go in the second. A classic, a real classic. Well, I have no atmosphere like this around a big fight for quite some time. And really, both fighters, Sean Murphy absolutely scorning defence, just dropped in the first and you thought, well, that's his title gone. Well, Murphy decked in the first, the champion, and then coming back with some terrific shots in the second, and in the end of it, it was the Peterborough boy, the challenger, who was beginning to look rugged. It's been the heads banging together there, but nothing malicious. Well, third round. The first one to DeRoux, the second to Murphy. What's going to happen now? I'll tell you, whatever it is, it's going to be exciting because the pace is unrelenting here. These two certainly are never going to stay anything near 12 rounds. I think we can safely say that. They've gone for a sprint and they've said that the man really with the biggest punch is going to win. And it might not be great for the purists, Barry, but it's terrifically exciting.
Yeah, I've seen more action in the first 2 rounds than I've seen in 12-round fights. Absolutely brilliant. And, you know, to think that Murphy was involved in a similar fight last year. Oh, a beautiful left hook from DeRoux and has hurt Murphy again.
I tell you, that left hook's been a good shot from DeRoux. 2 good left hooks coming in there, and Murphy's onslaught stopped in its tracks. He's got a good shot on him as DeRoux. I've never seen him fight before. I've seen a lot of Sean Murphy, and this is typical Murphy, really. Working well inside there, Murphy, with a bit of a class. And DeRoux, well, he's prepared like he's never prepared for any fight. Gary DeRoux for this one. He knows this is his big chance and he is giving it a great shot.
You know, most of Murphy's punches him up to now have actually slipped over the top of DeRoux because he kept his head down. But as he gets tired, he's starting to come up in a straight line and Murphy's starting to nail him again.
He got in with a great hand there, right hand, and he's pouring on once more, Sean Murphy.
That bobbing and weaving is brilliant there. He's slipping all of Murphy's good shots, tucking up tight, and that's what he said he was going to do. But Murphy's coming rolling back. They can't hold this guy down. What a fighter, what a courageous guy.
He's got to fire back, DeRoux, though. He's got to fire back, otherwise John Coyle will be in there. And firing back he is. What a gallant fella, and what a fight. Murphy's ambition and drive, and he stopped a right hand and just ducked his head below a left. And just a bit of pushing off by DeRoux and a momentary little warning from referee John Coyle, and that's all that Murphy wanted, to twist the fight his way.
Well, we all know that Murphy is a very fit and conditioned fighter, and it's really paying off for him here, but we haven't seen DeRoux before, and by God, can this guy fight? He really can. Tremendous puncher, some beautiful left hooks and right hands, and he's tucked up very smartly and done the right thing up to now, but he's really beginning to flag. He's showing a lot of fatigue at this stage, and it's only the third round.
Murphy finishing this third round very strongly, and DeRoux looking wobbly and unsteady, but still capable of throwing a good left hook. Murphy absorbs it and comes on strongly, and I give this round to him, definitely. Well, the champion just had a little look into DeRoux's eyes, as if to say, as he sat down, well, you thought you had this, you thought you had the Lonsdale belt, you're going to have to fight a lot more to get your hands on that.
This is DeRoux's punch here. We see an example of this right hand again, right on the button. What about that for a shot? And Murphy took it brilliantly well.
And Murphy had his moment as well, and I just about gave him that round. He finished it so strongly, and there was a stage where DeRoux was really wobbled. Round 4, the fight for the British 9-stone title. It's been an absolute thriller so far here at London Arena, sponsored by the Daily Star, with Murphy shocked in the first and then coming back so strongly, but Gary DeRoux, the challenger, with a lot left. Murphy in with that right hand. He hits so hard, really, Murphy. Like Davy Boy Green, so strong.
DeRoux starting to come forward and try and push Murphy back. That's when he was most effective in the first round. He's got to do that again if he hopes to turn this around.
It'll surprise a lot of people that despite absorbing all those punches, Sean Murphy so far hasn't been cut. Well, Barry, as a former champion yourself, I don't know if you're involved in too many like this one, were you?
Yeah, these are two very good kids. I mean, I'm very surprised that DeRoux has lasted this long, because he's been hit with some beautiful punches and he's really hurt Murphy. It's a really thrilling fight. I couldn't have expected more. And it's still going on, and it's really, this is where all the hard work and the road work in the morning and the sparring pays off. And they really have to dig down deep, and by God, these guys are digging deep at the moment. This is only the 4th round, and what a bit of action we've seen.
Indeed, 4th of a scheduled 12-rounder, a bit of damage just appearing around Murphy's left eye, around the side of it, and there's 3 good shots from Gary DeRoux. Goodness me, he put those punches together well, and Murphy wobbled, but back he comes as though it almost acts as an injection for Murphy. Almost as though it's a stimulus for him to attack. Centre of the ring.
The best of Murphy's punches have gone over Roux's head so far, but DeRoux's tiring badly, and when he starts to straighten up like he's doing now, Murphy's going to really hurt him.
But he always seems to find a bit of energy so far, although it's still really very early stages, but I can't believe this is going to go anywhere near 12 rounds. Terrific willpower, terrific spirit. No matter where you're watching this one, you've got to be enjoying, well, emphatically one of the best fights we've seen this year. What a crowd pleaser Murphy is. He rarely figures in a boring fight, that's for sure.
Always gives value for money. No question about that. He's got to be careful. This DeRoux is still tired, but still dangerous.
Last 30 seconds, 4th round. Good shot from Murphy. He's finished these rounds so strongly. I know he's been training in St Albans in his home city. His dad, John, has been such an influence on his career, helping him. And he's got in shape for this one. And he's finishing the rounds really well. Again, it's almost a macho business up there now. Only the toughest fella's going to survive, and Murphy finishing pretty strongly with a slightly jaunty air now as he comes back just a couple of yards away from myself and Barry.
Sean's starting to get a bit tired near the end of that round. He was starting to tire a bit, but he's thrown a lot of effort into this and stopped a lot of ruse punches. That's his, if there's one criticism, he's inclined to be a bit straight up, and he takes a lot of unnecessary punches.
Round 5. Well, you mentioned Murphy's thrilling fights. Gary DeRoux had a thriller just before Christmas in Peterborough, beat Alan McKay for the vacant Southern Area title. Trying to become Peterborough's first British champion. And if he doesn't make it, he'll definitely be able to say, I've given it my very best shot. Pulled his career around at a dodgy spell when he left manager Ken Whitney, but he's pulled it right round, and he's in the shape of his life for this British title challenge. And this, Barry, looks like the quietest start we've seen to a round so far.
They've put so much effort into it. Both of them are starting to slow down a bit now. They're both fatigued and tired, and it's now that they start to make mistakes. So it'll be who makes the first mistake, I'll tell you, because both of them are punchers, and they're both very tired. So it looks at this stage that Murphy's the more determined.
But he's still getting caught, and he's got through there with a good shot, and that's definitely Murphy's, for my money, probably his best shot of the fight. Right on the button, but this strong fella DeRoux absorbed it. He's got him penned in Murphy's corner, and he's not going to let him out. Toe-to-toe stuff in Murphy's corner, and DeRoux is going to be desperately keen to get away from there. Murphy, the champion, won't let him go. Oh, but he's got away and he's got through twice, and Murphy's mouth dropped open then as though he was hurt. Seesawing action, and now DeRoux's turned him, and it's Murphy's turn to fight his way out of the corner, and indeed he has.
DeRoux's fighting better on the inside, Jim. He's tucking up and taking less chances, and Murphy's inclined to leave his head up. Murphy's pouring in more punches, far more punches. He's throwing loads of shots, but he's tired and he's leaving himself open.
Both men, for my money, are really feeling the pressure now, and the punches that are landing on the button are all hurting. What a challenge from DeRoux. Murphy looked to be wobbling just a few seconds ago, and back he comes. Good left hook.
Beautiful left hook from DeRoux, and Murphy's badly hurt there.
And I think he's cut as well.
A lot of blood around. Is Murphy cut? No, he's not. It's just his nose. He's badly hurt there. He's down from that beautiful left hook to the bottom.
Yep, Murphy's cut and down for the second time. 7, 8. He's going to do well to beat the count. He's out. He's lost his title. Gary DeRoux is the new British champion, and you can't take it away from him. Peterborough have a British champion at last, and DeRoux celebrates. What a triumph. Murphy looked over the precipice once too often. He was hurt, he was indeed cut around the mouth there. What a thrilling fight, though, these two gave us. And all of a sudden, the strength just seemed to ebb from Sean Murphy. It was a great shot, though, from DeRoux that got him. And Murphy might just have misjudged the count at the end of it.
Sean was making too many mistakes, Jim, on the inside. And this a left hook on the chin. Perfect left hook to the body first, left hook to the chin. Fantastic finish to the fight.
Well, it was just a question, and it was a knife-edge thing of who was going to be the stronger. And this fella, Gary DeRoux, has done it.
How did you manage to sustain all that punishment and come back and finish it?
I'm tough, always been tough, yeah. Sean, take my hat off to him, kept at it all the time. But I knew that I was slowly getting to him. I had to grit my teeth and bite onto my gum shield because he was coming on strong. But as I've always said, I know how Sean's mind worked. He comes out there, he tried to see how tough I was. He found out how tough I was. He tried to find out how fit I was, and he found out how fit I was.
You gave up a lot, didn't you, to be a boxer? A good job with a company car. Has it been worthwhile?
Yeah. After tonight, it's been everything.
None of us here had seen you box before, and here you are British champion.
That's what I mean. As I say, Just because I haven't been on telly, they all know who DeRoux is now.
Well, shall we have a look at that final knockdown? I'm sure you'd like to see that again. Tell us how you saw that.
Well, I see that I opened up a cut on his lip and he was cut. And I was connecting with the left hooks all the time, every time, yeah? And I knew it was a matter of time before I was going to get through with him, especially as he saw that he was hurting me.
Just tell me honestly, how many times were there when you thought you'd had it?
It caught me with shots, yeah, because I was silly, dropping my hands. I mean, I came out the first 2 rounds, I was a bit arrogant, trying to say, come on, hit me, you're not going to hurt me, but...
Well, let me just say congratulations, it was a fantastic fight.
Thanks a lot.
And I'm sure your wife and family will be delighted with that.
I'd like to thank my manager, who said to me ages ago that he's going to get me this title.
And he's done that. Phew, what can you say after that, except stay with us for some straight talking by Gary Stretch on Chris Eubank.